From Kentucky reserves, gentleman from Missouri is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to point out, by doubling the size of the IRS, working people of America, 85,000 more families in the state of Texas will face additional audits. These families who make less than $200,000 because of doubling of the IRS. I would like to yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Texas.
Gentleman from Texas.
Currently includes thousands of dollars in tax breaks and rebates for homeowners to upgrade their homes to be more energy efficient. Households with income below 80% of the area median can claim a rebate for the full cost of their appliance upgrades, up to a $14,000 cap. And households that fall between 80 and 150% of the area median income are eligible for the rebates. And the Rhode Island governor said the Rhode Island Division of Taxation has set up an online portal to give guidance to families in the state to take advantage of the rebate of $250 for up to 3 children. The governor wrote in a Twitter post, "We are working every day to ensure Rhode Islanders get relief now and into the future. Child tax rebates up to $250 per child, and $4 million in property tax credits for seniors. It's going to help many people. It's going to reach many people, everybody, and stimulus checks will definitely help so much." Many Americans are currently eligible to receive up to $10,000 in crisis relief assistance. The Social Security Administration is now working on making big changes to monthly benefits. That includes a monthly benefit increase worth around $200. Social Security benefits can make or break retirement for many older adults. Millions of seniors rely on their monthly benefit checks to pay the bills, and for some retirees, Social Security is their sole source of income. For those living on a fixed income, surging inflation over the past year has made retirement more challenging. Fortunately, seniors could be due for a historic raise in 2023. Nearly every year, seniors on Social Security receive a cost of living adjustment, and this is an annual bump in benefits designed to help your monthly checks maintain their buying power over inflation as it rises over time. Nearly every year, seniors on Social Security will receive a cost of living adjustment. And when inflation is rising faster than average, though retirees can expect large COLAs, in general, an average COLA will fall around 2 to 4% per year. This year, seniors received a whopping 5.9% COLA as inflation began to surge. And in 2023, the raise is almost guaranteed to be even bigger. Nobody knows exactly what the COLA for 2023 will be just yet. The SSA has not released the official number until October, but a recent report from the nonprofit advocacy group, the Senior Citizens League, projects that it could fall around 9.6% based on the latest inflation data. The number also assumes that inflation will remain relatively stagnant throughout the rest of the year. If inflation increases, the COLA for 2023 could potentially be as high as 10%. The average retiree collects around $1,700 per month in benefits. If seniors receive a 9.6% COLA in 2023, that will result in a boost of around $160 per month.
Texas is recognized for 1 minute.
And I thank the gentleman from Missouri for yielding. We're hearing that this bill is a tax cut, but that only applies if you sign up for Obamacare and participate in all the green tax credits. But if you don't, this bill is a tax increase of over $10.5 billion for those making under $200,000 a year. And despite what you say, there is $80 billion in this bill for 87,000 new IRS agents. And this will disproportionately increase audits on low and middle income earners at a time when even the best CPA firms cannot find qualified employees. Now, Wednesday on the Rules Committee, I tried to get an amendment of Mr. Davidson of Ohio made in order that would require that all of these new hires at least be CPAs. This was rejected by every...
Now recognize the gentlewoman from California and chairwoman of the full committee, Mrs. Waters, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Director Graywall, as you know, I've been focused on the problems associated with the lack of clear fiduciary standards for broker-dealers going back to the days when we were debating and drafting the Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act after the financial crisis. I continue to believe that brokers providing investment advice need to clearly put the interests of their customers ahead of their own. This fiduciary standard is the gold standard to which all financial professionals who offer personalized advice to investors must adhere. Former SEC Chair Clayton, despite opposition from investors, approved the flawed regulation Best Interest, or Reg B1, calling something best interest doesn't make it so. For example, it relied excessively on disclosure to cure deep conflicts of interest problems. It allowed brokers to place their interests at par with that of the investors. Under Chair Gensler's and your leadership of the Division of Enforcement, the SEC for the first time enforced Reg B1. The case you brought forward showed that between July 2020 and April 2021, a firm and its brokers recommended and sold certain bonds to senior investors with limited financial wherewithal. While the issuer of the bond had clearly stated that the bonds are high risk and suitable for those with substantial financial resources, I can't imagine only one firm or a handful of brokers are engaging in this kind of practices and harming investors. Director Graywall, I know you can't talk about specific cases, but please do describe your experience in enforcing regulation best interests. Also, please address how, if at all, the broker-dealers have changed their practices. How are they better managing conflicts of interest? For example, do they offer the kinds of products and get paid at the same level that they need to do to prior to Reg B1?
Thank you for the question, Chairwoman. As you know, Reg BI became effective on June 30th, 2020. And after it became effective, there was a period of educating the market, and then our Division of Examinations went and conducted exams with a priority focus on looking at Reg BI compliance. That examinations process yielded a number of referrals, including the case you referred to, which is our first Reg BI action. It's a litigated action against a broker-dealer and 5 of its registered reps for selling highly illiquid debt securities to elderly retirees where it didn't fit with their investment profile. So that matter will be litigated. There are other referrals. Exams in its 2022 priorities has also indicated that it will be going out to look for compliance and to answer the questions you raised. Is it having its intended effect? Is it changing behavior? Are broker-dealers addressing conflicts of interest? And so it remains to be seen, but it's my hope with enforcement actions, with education, and with compliance that it's having its desired effect in the market.
Thank you very much. Director Graywall, as you know, nearly 2/3 of capital raised through our capital markets nowadays is done under various exemptions of the securities laws. These securities are not registered with the SEC, and investors in these securities, including pension funds, university endowments, foundations, and other large funds, do not benefit from the protections provided